Alright guys, so here we are. These are all the cards that we got from our videos, and also the cards that I kicked out of my old collection. So these are all going to be going into the collection today. So the first thing you typically want to do is go through your stacks of cards, whether it's 50, 100, 200, whatever it is. And you can see I've got a Winnipeg guy, a Colorado guy, Minnesota, the Isles. So you want to sort them out by team. So from Anaheim to Winnipeg, go through all your cards, sort them out by team. All the Boston guys with the Boston guys, Nashville guys with the Nashville guys, Edmonton guys with the Edmonton guys. And that's the first thing I'm going to do myself here, so yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, so I'll start to show you guys. You grab a stack, Edmonton, Anaheim, Ottawa, Colorado, just start making separate piles. Washington. Oh look, here's an Avs guy, another Colorado player, Cale Makar. We'll put him with JT Compher, and then you just start stacking them up. It's kind of like solitaire, if you like solitaire like me. Anton Khudobin from the Stars. Oh look, another Edmonton player. Darnell Nurse will go with Connor McDavid. This is typically how you would start off. I would think any sports card collection. Jordan Binnington, St. Louis. Nashville's UC Saros from Finland, actually. And it's good to keep an eye out too, because sometimes you might start a pile for a new team not realizing you already have a player already down for that team. Here's another Colorado, Devontae's. A lot of Colorado guys. So again, you just want to go through, sort them all out. Here's another Edmonton, Josh Archibald. And now I'm out of room on camera, so I can't really do much more. I just wanted to show you guys how I'm starting off here. Here's another Ottawa. And I did see another Dallas. Tyler Seguin, second overall 2010 pick by Boston. So that's how you want to start off. I've got a whole lot to go through here. And here's another good example. Cards like this, like these triple player cards, I'll just put on a separate page altogether for like specialty cards like a Hart Trophy card, Vezina Trophy card, William M. Jennings Trophy card, multiplayer cards, a junior page for guys like the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds or the Windsor Spitfires, my hometown. And sometimes you also get like referee cards and stuff, which are pretty interesting, so yeah. Okay, let me get through this here. So there it is, that's what it's going to look like. Everything's sorted out, and again, you do not have to have these many cards to start. It's crazy. Like, I even just look at my Toronto pile right here. I mean, this is like the amount of cards I started my first collection with right here, just my Toronto guys. So even that amount is more than enough to start a collection. There's like 30 maybe, just in Toronto guys. So again, it's you certainly don't have to have this quantity. And then now what you're going to do, well actually what I'm going to do is I'm out of space to start opening a page. So I'm just going to stack a few of them up on top of each other. You don't have to go in alphabetical order like, you know, Anaheim. Well, it would have been Anaheim, Atlanta, Boston, but now it's Atlanta's in Winnipeg, so Anaheim, Boston, Buffalo, Calgary. You don't have to do that. Like, you don't have to lay them all out in order. You just want all the guys with the respective teams all together. And then, like I said, I'm just gonna start stacking them up. So normally I don't do this, but I'm gonna need some space here. It's so awkward working around a camera. So then what you want to do is you want to take a team, and then you're going to put all the players in alphabetical order, and the lesser cards you have, the better. This is because I have many cards, so it's going to take me a while to put these guys all in alphabetical order. So I'll just go, okay, P, G, oh wait, no, P, I was looking at his first name, like R, G, and then sometimes you get multiple cards of the same player. I'll put them in order from season to season, like 2012, 13, 14, 15, depending how new the card is. That's the way I put them in order. And then actually I'll just put him on top. Giordano, Goudreau, Anderson, Monahan will go down here. Sean Monahan, Phillips. Okay, like this is one of the ways you can do it. You don't have to lay them out like this exactly. And Noah Hannafin will go before Rasmus Anderson. And then you can stack them back up again. That's all my Calgary guys. No goalies to start things off with. That's alright though. Again, I am more of a goalie guy, I guess. It's Calgary. Here's Columbus. We got Domi, Max Domi. Zach Werenski, he starts with a W, so he's going to be by the end probably. Nick Foligno. Michael Layton. Actually, swap those guys around. This is just one of the ways you can do it. It doesn't have to be this way specifically. Werenski again. T. And again, I'm kind of working with whatever space I got here. Lane. Merzlinkins. And Merzlinkins. Then you just... I think that's, yeah, that's the newer card probably. So there you go. Calgary and Columbus. So, again, well, actually, you don't even know yet, but in this video, we're going to be starting things off with Calgary and Columbus. Johnny Gaudreau's former NHL teams. In honor of Johnny Gaudreau, we're going to start things off with Columbus and then Calgary. And then we're going to move on to Connor McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers. But what you can also do is you can put one player on top of the other if they have the same last initial. Like Taylor Hall, and then... Well, I guess Ryan Nugent-Hopkins technically starts with an N. I guess that's true, so he'll have to go... Oh, whoops. I put this guy in the wrong spot. K comes before M. K does come before M. So, again, like, let's see, you have Mikko Koskinen and, right here, Peter Klima. You can put one on top of the other. Put the second letter on the bottom. So you have KK, and then L and O. So the O is after the L. So you put Koskinen, he's upside down. You put Koskinen underneath Klima. So that's another way you can do it to kind of make the space a little bit easier to work in, or if it's the same player, put them one on top of the other. That also works. And again, you can save a little bit of space. Like I've got a couple McDavid cards here. Messier, Murphy. So, like, look how much space I just saved like that. And then Nugent Hopkins. And then... Oh, actually. And Nichols. And Nugent Hopkins. And then Josh Archibald. Doubles. And Nurse, which can go underneath Nugent Hopkins. So, there you have it. Alright, so it's time to put the cards inside the binder now. These are all the cards we're going to be putting in, starting off with Columbus, and then Calgary, Utah, Florida, and Edmonton. And then we've got the Isles and the Jets. Those are my two favorite teams. So, you go to your store, you get your 3-inch binder. This will give you a whole lot of space to put pages into, and they're a little bit better than the 2-inch binders because you can just fit more cards. So I've already got quite a few pages in here to start off with, so you just go to the store, buy these trading card pages, and that's all you need to get started with any trading card collection. So now I'm going to show you how to put them inside the pages. So like I showed you, I put all these teams together. I put each player in alphabetical order. So start off with Adam Boqvist. Alright, so now I have to kind of reach around. This is where it's going to get a little informal, I guess you could say. Sometimes it helps to take your fingernail and then try to separate the plastic up here, just like that. And then it helps you get the card inside a little bit easier because it's hard to separate that plastic sometimes. But most times you don't even have to do that. You can just do it with one hand like I just showed you right there. Patrick Laine used to play for the Winnipeg Jets. And then yeah, usually with the second and third tiers. You don't have to use your nail as much, but you still can. Michael Leighton, he used to play for the Windsor Spitfires, my hometown team, actually, when he was in the juniors. So now we're on to the L's. And then, like I said, when I have two or more of one player, I just put them in order of the season. So, let's say this was a 2009 card and this was a 2011 card, then I would put them in numerical order of season. If they're the same season, then sometimes what I'll do is I'll just do a certain order, like, and this is just my opinion, what I like to do. Like, I'll put the Fleer brand first, then I'll put, like, let's say the Oficis, and then the Victories, and then the Upper Decks, usually I'll put later on, because it's a little bit of a nicer card, in my opinion. And there's a lot of different kinds of Upper Deck cards. There's, like, MVP cards and all this other stuff. So you can do that any way you'd like to. You can put them in any order you want to if you have the same season, more than one guy. So that's just what I like to do. I like to go in that specific order, and that's how I've been my whole life growing up, like since I was 11 years old, collecting hockey cards. That's the order I've done them. So it'd be like I said, Fleer, Ofici, Victory, the Upper Decks, the MVPs, things like that later on. So that's the first page already done. Now you move on to your next page, and then you just continue doing what you were doing. Try to speed up the process here a little bit. Yeah, even me sometimes I still struggle with these pages. So they can be pretty tricky, and sometimes the pages are a little weird too. Like the plastic, it's higher on one side. Sometimes it's the back, sometimes it's the front, so you don't really know sometimes until you get your fingernail back here. Because on this sheet, the plastic's actually higher in the front, so it's a little bit different. It's not really more challenging, it's just kind of different. So that's the Columbus Blue Jackets completed. Now it's time to move on to the Calgary Flames. Same idea. And like I said, I just went through my childhood collection yesterday, my original collection, and I kicked out some guys because I found some extra cards kind of laying around that were taken out of the collection a little while back in a Ziploc sandwich bag for whatever reason. I took them out when I was younger. Yeah, it's hard to find those. That's sleeve sometimes. Johnny Gaudreau, rest in peace, brother. That's why we actually started with Calgary, well, Columbus and Calgary. The former captain of the Calgary Flames, Mark Giordano. Another one. Yeah, I try to be careful too, like I don't want to chip up the edges too much. And sometimes when you put a card in, it'll get stuck on that plastic lip a little bit. So you want to be a little bit careful. You can always use your fingernail like I showed you earlier. Use your fingernail and just pull it down a little bit. And then you can usually get that card in quite a bit easier. So hopefully you're getting a pretty rough look at what I'm doing here. And we're going to go through all of them together just so I can show you guys all the cards again. I don't really have much else to do today. Like, I like doing this stuff pretty much, is what I'm saying. So I keep pushing it down because these cards are kind of in the way up here. Yeah, make sure you give yourself enough space and to do this. Oh yeah, see the plastic's higher on the front there. It's sketching me out. So here's a rookie Parkhurst card. That's pretty nice. When I was growing up, I used to just do all this on the carpet, on the floor. Like, I would just sit there, but I mean, I'm a little bit older now. I need to, well, actually right now I'm standing up because I'm recording, but usually even when I do this on my free time, I'm like sitting in a chair at a desk. I'm not sitting on the carpet anymore on the floor. So there's Calgary, Matt Stajan. Here's the new Utah team, but I don't have any Utah guys yet, so it's just Arizona and the old Winnipeg Jets guys, because now the Jets guys, the original Jets go with the Arizona Coyotes, which now go with the Utah team. So, and actually, again, Calgary goes in front of Columbus, so yeah, you want to put these teams in alphabetical order. That's at least what I like to do. So Columbus goes after Calgary, so let me just fix that up. I know I made the same mistake yesterday. Because normally I would just start with Anaheim, Atlanta, well, when Atlanta was around in my original collection. Atlanta, Boston, Buffalo, Calgary. But I'm starting with specific teams first. So, Utah. Then you just keep working your way through. Actually, it does help when I hold on to that deck. One of their old goaltenders, Louis Domingue. It's just hard on the top, like I can't, oh there we go, one hand. Now sometimes I can one hand them in there pretty good. I like this is fun. Oh, I love hockey cards, guys, seriously, I could do this all day. I went to Walmart yesterday, actually, to get some new packs, or boxes, but I didn't see them there anymore. Like, I asked the guy that works there, and he said that they sell them, they're not in the toy section anymore, I have to go to the front of the store, but I went to the front of the store, I didn't see anything. I asked like 3 people that work there, and I couldn't find them, or they couldn't find them, so, like, yeah, it was pretty weird, but, I mean, I'll get my hands on some cards eventually from someplace. So that's Utah. Now we're going to do Florida, so they're going to go here. So I'm going to have to, yeah, I might have to start moving some pages around here. It's okay, this is a rough video. And then I'm going to need Edmonton too, actually, guys, so yeah, I don't think I'm going to be doing any editing. It's all just rough stuff, essentially. And then it'll be a little bit easier once we go through like Anaheim and Boston. So now Florida, the Stanley Cup champions. Oh, there's the Finnish captain. Actually, Florida goes after Edmonton. The Finnish captain, Alexander Barkov. I thought I had 2 Barkovs. Oh, okay, I think it's a different one. I thought I had 2 Barkovs. Maybe later, I'll see. Maybe I put it in my old collection. Yeah, it could have been. It could have been. I thought I had 2 Barkovs, but I only see 1 right now. Jonathan Huberdeau. Yeah, see, just got to be a little careful sometimes with the edges. Like, doesn't really matter so much. See, most of these teams are going to have a couple of pages because I don't really have a whole lot of players right now. I'm going to go out and buy some more, and then usually within a whole, like, full collection, you'll have 5 or 6 pages per team, and that's quite a bit. At least in my original collection, that's how it was. That's what I ended up with, and that's when I stopped, so... Yeah, I mean, I probably could have won a little more, because I got a 3-inch binder and a 2-inch binder for my original collection. I probably could have did a little bit more. Like, I probably could have put more of my Maple Leafs guys, because I had, like, 7 pages of them, but I wanted everything to be kind of equal. Like, I didn't want to have, like, 7 pages from one team and, like, 3 from another, and I had to take a lot of this kind of stuff into consideration for fairness, and to some of those younger teams, like, whether it was Arizona or even Florida, or Vegas. So now it's time for Connor McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers. Oops. I keep putting him in behind. That does happen to me sometimes where it's... Yeah, see, again, it's the plastics in behind. I can feel it. I don't know why this keeps sketching me out. I think they're different brands of pages. So yeah, it keeps sketching me out, actually. The defenseman, Evan Bouchard. Here's a beautiful Grant Fuhr Edmonton Oilers card. Hockey legend. It's a checklist card. Taylor Hall, he also played for the Windsor Spitfires. And then he was taken first overall in the 2010 NHL draft by the Oilers. Mikko Koskinen, the Finnish goaltender. There he is, Koskinen. And here is Connor McDavid. I got a couple beautiful Connor McDavids. This is a Tim Hortons card. And they always do a great job with the Tim Hortons. Actually, they always do a really nice job. This is one of my favorite cards right now, actually. That's a beautiful Upper Deck Dazzler McDavid 2022 NHL season version. Here's a Mark Messier card. Joe Murphy, former first overall pick in 1986 by the Detroit Red Wings, close to my hometown. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, another first overall pick, 2011. Darnell Nurse, the defenseman. That's all my Edmonton Oilers players right there. So now we're going to move on to the aisles. And they're going to be right here. I got to grab some more pages, actually. Sometimes they get a little dusty stuff. So now it's time for the aisles. Josh Bailey. A couple of Josh Bailey cards. I put them upside down. Are you serious? That happens. Is the plastic... Oh, they were the right way. What am I doing here? Like, I was so sketched out for a sec. Hold on. One's upside down and one's the right way. Oh my goodness. Yeah, sorry guys. These got kind of mixed up and stuff. Okay, first one. A few Josh Bailey cards. I'm trying to do this with one hand because I got the cards in my other hand. Yeah, I've got the cards in my other hand, so I'm trying to one-hand this, which I usually can do. I can usually do it. It's just sometimes it helps to have that extra one. There's a new card there. There we are. So yeah, most of these teams I'll have a couple pages for. It's not a bad start, actually. Here's the captain of the Isles, Anders Lee. It's not bad, even to start off with like just a couple of pages, and it's really all you need to start off with. So as you can see, a couple of Brock Nelsons. One of them's newer than the other one, so that's the order that I put them in. As you can see here, well, you might be able to see it, but this card is from 2015, this card's from 2022. So 2015, 2022, that's why I put them in that order, personally. Zach Parise, Ryan Smith, John Tavares. Former captain of the Islanders, John Tavares. And that's the Isles right there, completed. So now it's time to go all the way to the back of the book for the newest Canadian team in the league, the Winnipeg Jets. And my favorite Canadian team, possibly, yeah, I'm not sure, my favorite team in general. Like, you know, historically the Islanders are my favorite and everything. But they're pretty close, like Winnipeg and New York. I mean, I'd be happy if either of them won a championship. But just with the amount of merchandise that I have for the Islanders, it's pretty self-explanatory. Alexander Burmistrov, he came over from the Atlanta Thrashers. He was their first overall pick, actually. There's a nice Burmistrov card to start things off. Andrew Kopp, he got traded to the Red Wings. Here's Nikolai Ehlers. Yeah, see, I know a lot of these players very well, so I might be talking a lot more with this team. There's the star goaltender for Winnipeg, Connor Hellebuyck. I believe he's played in over 500 games now for the Jets, so that's pretty crazy. Evander Kane, he came over from the Atlanta Thrashers too. Here's Patrick Laine, former first-round pick, second overall in 2016. Yeah, so there's a nice Laine card. He was traded over to the Columbus Blue Jackets. We saw him earlier with the Blue Jackets. Andre Pavelec from the Atlanta Thrashers. He came over as the starting goaltender. Their first goaltender, actually, for Winnipeg. There's a nice Pavelec. Here's Blake Wheeler, the former captain of the Jets. Another Wheeler, and another Wheeler. There you can see he's got the C on there. The Jets captain. It's not a bad start for Winnipeg. And then any future Atlanta Thrashers cards I get, they're going to be going with the Jets here because it's the same organization. This is the organization Atlanta came from. So, yeah, again, any future Thrashers guys I get will be going here. And I hope to get some of them because I like the Thrashers players. And, you know, a lot of times I kind of miss them, to be honest. So now we're going to jump into the other teams in the league. And now I have to do some separating here. So we have these like checklist guys. And we have international guys. So I'm going to leave these guys till the end of the video, and also juniors, like the Sioux Greyhounds there. That's a Canadian junior team. So yeah, we're going to start things off with Anaheim here. I'll just put these guys off to the side for the time being, as this is going to be a pretty long video at this point. And I'm really hoping I don't have to put any edits in this thing. But that's the first 5 teams, it looks like. That's always good And I mean, there's so many teams in the league these days, especially with the expansion in the 90s and everything. Like, you saw Tampa come into the league, Florida come into the league, Nashville, Atlanta, Columbus, Minnesota. Which, I love Minnesota a lot, actually. They're one of my favorite teams also. I think Minnesota is a great hockey state. And I'm glad that they got another team. So, now it's time for Anaheim. And I think back in the day when Winnipeg was leaving... Yeah, see the plastics on the front again. It was rumored that Minnesota would be taking Winnipeg's team. Cam Fowler, he also played for the Windsor Spitfires, actually. Yeah, Cam Fowler. Yeah, we used to have a lot of those good guys. Hall, Fowler, Greg Nemeth, Philip Grubauer was with the Spitfires. Henrique was also with the Spitfires. He lived down the street from my cousin at one time in Windsor. And he used to cook on his barbecue. That's hilarious, yeah. Yeah, Henrique, he was with the Devils, and then the Ducks, and then the Oilers, and... Yeah, he's had a good career in the NHL. But yeah, it was a rumor at the time that Minnesota would be taking Winnipeg's team, because Winnipeg was selling... But Winnipeg ended up going to Phoenix, of course. A pretty old player there, Matthew Schneider. The great Finnish player Teemu Selanne also played for the Winnipeg Jets. Selanne. Oh, the plastic's on the back of these. It's like so irritating. Ugh. See, I don't want to be too ruthless here. Yeah, sometimes I need two hands, guys. Shattenkirk. Yes, I'm filming in a different place this time around for the rest of this video because I've been trying to get this done for quite a while now, so you guys have probably noticed I haven't uploaded in a while. Because this is the next video I had to produce, so it's just been kind of a long time and stuff. Gonna grab like a whole set of sheets here. It's gonna be a little hard for me to get these all in here, and actually right now we just have Calgary and Buffalo anyway, so I'll take a couple of those and then I'll throw these back over here again so we don't distract ourselves. It's nice to kind of sit back and do a video like this. So here's Boston, the Bruins. The plastic on the back again. Yeah, I don't know what's up with these pages. I have to use two hands, guys, because the plastic's on the back. I have to use two hands for this one. Unless I... There you go, I just one-handed that one. And then I can pick up the rest and keep going and blah blah blah. Yeah, see, that's an older MVP card. That's from like the 2007 season. It's one of my originals. 2008 season. You can pause the video and read some of this if you'd like. Marchand. There's a nice one. Yeah, see, again, I've got doubles, so I always keep the doubles just because that's what my friends always did growing up. Like, my best friend actually had double Brett Halls for the St. Louis Blues and the Phoenix Coyotes. Yeah, he had two of the exact same Brett Hall cards. I do remember that one. Is this again? I don't know why they make them like this. I can still kind of, it's just hard for me. It's kind of hard for a video too, but I mean, it is what it is, I guess. I have to like reach in behind, that's what's happening here. Tuukka Rask, another Finnish goaltender. Andrew Raycroft, another former goaltender of the Boston Bruins. Then he was traded to the Toronto Maple Leafs, and then spent some time with, I think it was Colorado and Vancouver. It's another nice classic. Okay, Riley Smith. Carl Soderberg. Here's that beautiful Jeremy Swayman card. Yeah, I'll use two hands for that one. That's a pretty nice card. Jeremy Swayman from Alaska. And then doubles. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up here with doubles. Yeah, so this is weird. I haven't really seen these like higher plastic on the front pages before, because they've always been lower on the front so you can slide the card in a lot easier. So this is interesting, because I've got two different brands that I'm working with here for pages, so it's kind of interesting. Let me just see here for a sec if I could... Yeah, see, these are all the same here. I could grab the other brand, but it doesn't really matter at this point. Like, you guys are used to me doing that anyway, so... like, reaching over like that. So here's Buffalo. And here we go. Yeah, see, sometimes I can one-hand these ones, actually. Dahlin. Yeah, I can still do it. It just depends. Every sheet's different. It's like lumber. Every piece is different. It depends. I don't know, right? Marcus Johansson. Yeah, Buffalo's a very old team. I hope they have some more success in the future soon and they win a Stanley Cup. Because I think at this point, like, Washington's won, St. Louis has won. Buffalo's the oldest team that hasn't won. Casey Middlestat, now he's with the Colorado Avalanche. One of the former captains, Maligny. Ristolainen. These silver ones are Tim Hortons cards. They're really nice. Eric Stahl. And two Tage Thompsons. So there we go. I need one more, really? Do I? Wonder if I can do it again. I see it's hard. It's hard to separate that plastic. It gets stuck. Okay. So Buffalo's done. Calgary is done. Next up is... There's a lot of C teams. There's Calgary. There's Chicago, Colorado, Columbus. I missed one, I think. Oh, Carolina, of course. Yeah, Calgary, Carolina, Chicago, Colorado. I mean, there's like so many teams in the league that start with C. So now Carolina. There's also some Hartford Whalers players mixed in here too. Sebastian Aho. Another Aho. Here's Sean Burke from the Hartford Whalers. He's from Windsor, Ontario. That's my hometown. That's where I was born. We were both born in the same city, actually. Sean Burke was the last goaltender of the Hartford Whalers, so that's a nice one to have in the collection. He's going to go with the Carolina Hurricanes. Carolina, yeah, of course, really talented team. James Reimer, I remember when he played for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Reimer. And then he spent some time with the Sharks, and I think the Red Wings, and the Canes, and Andre Sakura. Jeff Skinner. It's so hard to get these ones. Yeah, this one's giving me problems. I should just show you what they are. Jordan Staal and another old Whalers card. Which I'm usually used to sitting down when I do this. But that's alright. This is the first video of the new collection, and then I'll be posting some update videos on the new cards that we put in the collection. So, that's the Carolina Hurricanes with Hartford Whalers players also, because it's the same franchise. Now it's time for Chicago. It is time for Chicago. So I recommend, like, trying different sheets, seeing which ones you like better than the other ones. Like, I personally don't really like these higher plastic in the front ones than the back, I guess you could say. Because it's kind of a pain, to be honest. Chicago, Dave Bolland. I wonder if I can... Yeah, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't again. Adam Boquist, we had him earlier with the Blue Jackets. Michel Goulet, he used to play for the Nordiques, I think. There you go, Nordiques player. Yeah, Michel Goulet. Yeah. Quebec City's Nordiques. I hope Quebec City comes back into the NHL one day. I've been to Quebec City because I worked at the airport for a couple of weeks, and it's a small city. It's really not a grand metropolis kind of city in Quebec there, but, you know, they made hockey work there before, and maybe they could do it again. Hopefully. Marian Hossa for Chicago. Yeah, but, you know, we're not in the 90s anymore. The NHL is a lot different with the financing and the money and all this kind of stuff and expansion and la la la. Yeah, it's changed a whole lot, so I don't know what to expect with the old Nordics at this point. I don't know what they're going to want to do. So, we'll have to see. Double. Oh, I thought I had double Steve Thomases. Steve Thomas and Doug Wilson. Oh, I have more guys. How many guys do I have here? Did I just mix them all up? Yeah, I did. Sorry. Andrew Shaw. These two. For Chicago. Actually, I could have one-handed these. Yeah, you get used to the feeling of doing this. Like, you can one-hand certain ones. Now it's time for our next team, which is Chicago, or sorry, it's Colorado. Wow, I'm getting tired already doing all this. It is a lot of work sometimes. So yeah, we've got Colorado. The 2022 Stanley Cup champions and 1996 and 2001. So... Philip Grubauer, he used to play for the Windsor Spitfires. He actually brought us to a Memorial Cup with Taylor Hall and some of those other players like Fowler, Henrique, Greg Nemeth, who didn't really play in the NHL, I don't think, Greg Nemeth, but I really enjoyed his junior career. And then now Philip Grubauer, he's the starter for Seattle Kraken. Kadri. McKinnon. A couple of McKinnons. Cale Makar. followed by another Cale Makar. These have all been put in order of their seasons and everything in alphabetical order. I did all this previously. Yeah, I can one-hand that one. Ryan O'Reilly, I met his older brother Cal O'Reilly when I was younger, actually. When I was 10 years old, I met Cal O'Reilly, because he played for the Windsor Spitfires. I met Cal O'Reilly and Mitch Manu. Cal O'Reilly had a short NHL career. I believe he played for Nashville, Phoenix, Vancouver for a little. And then Mitch Manu, I don't think he ever made the NHL, but he was drafted by Chicago. And then eventually he went back home to Thunder Bay to play for his university, I think. But yeah, Ryan O'Reilly is the younger brother there. Mikko Rantanen, a Finnish player. Joe Sakic. Matt Sundin from the Quebec Nordiques. Devon Toews. And there's Colorado. Watch me find a bunch of extra cards somewhere that I forgot to add in this video. That does happen a lot, believe it or not. Even just when I'm collecting in general and I put all the cards in a binder and then I forget some, and it does happen pretty often, more than you might think actually. So now it's time for Dallas. Sometimes I'm looking and I'm thinking did I have some extra cards? But of course if I did, I'll just make a whole separate video at that point. Yeah, it's gonna be in a whole separate video, all that, so. Surrey. The Dallas Stars. Anton Khudobin. Brought them to the Stanley Cup in 2020. Another Khudobin. I see those sheets are opening pretty nice that time. I like Dallas. I hope they win another cup soon because they've been having some pretty good playoff runs last few years actually. Glendening, he played for Detroit at one time. Couple Goligoskis, a gold and a silver. Here's an old player, former captain Darian Hatcher. When the Stars won the Cup in 1999, he was the captain, Darian Hatcher. Alright, now here we go. Tyler Seguin. See if I can repeat that luck. Oh, look at that. Look at those skills. Yeah, Tyler Seguin, he was taken second overall in 2010 by the Bruins. And then he was traded to the Stars there. And a Sheldon Surrey Stars card. And then you just keep putting these sheets in as you continue progressing. You just keep putting more sheets in. Now it's time for the team that's closest to my hometown, and that's the Detroit Red Wings. Madison Bowie. See if I can repeat this. There it is. Oh, no, it doesn't sometimes. It's hard to separate. Yeah, it is hard sometimes. The plastic just doesn't want to cooperate sometimes. Jonathan Ericsson. Here's Pavel Datsyuk. Yeah, I've seen him play before at the Joe Louis Arena against Edmonton and Vancouver, actually. So there's one Datsyuk card, that's pretty good. I haven't been to the new Little Caesars Arena yet, but I would really like to. That'd be cool. It looks amazing. Like, it does actually look really amazing inside there. Anthony Mantha. There's an old classic card, Darren McCarty. I remember that 1997 Game 4, 1997 Stanley Cup goal against Ron Hextall in the Philadelphia Flyers there, when Darren McCarty beat Ron Hextall one-on-one for the game-winning goal in the Stanley Cup. That was amazing. Yeah, that never gets old, watching that one. Yeah, and it came from a guy like McCarty. It's incredible. That's an enforcer there. So, yeah, that's a good day when your enforcer scores a goal like that, you know, generally speaking. Yeah, these are some nice Red Wings cards here. Okay, I got that in with one hand. Luc Robitaille. Yeah, the former captain, Henrik Zetterberg, I saw him play too. Yeah, when I saw the games, it was Zetterberg, Datsyuk, Lidstrom. The goaltender was Jimmy Howard at the time. And then also Ty Conklin was another one of their goalies. So, time for the LA Kings. The Kings are going to go, I think it's after the Panthers? After the Panthers. The Kings. So, yeah, this is what it's like. You just put all the teams in there. I knew this was going to be a long video. And I think we're almost halfway through. Yeah, we're just about halfway, I think. No. It certainly takes some time, and it's hard because like we started to stack up a lot of cards and collect a bunch of new ones before we did this, but here's the LA Kings. And even like starting a new collection and putting all the teams in the binder takes quite a bit of time, actually. Because, I mean, you're working with 32 teams now. Former captain of the Kings, Dustin Brown. Here's another one. Dustin Brown. Yeah, one-hander, baby. So satisfying. Quinton Byfield. Yeah, again, like I'm standing up, it's kind of different for me doing it this way. Yeah, that's a nice landscape card. Some of those landscape cards are actually kind of nice. Like I can get a little bit more of them in the frame. Alex Iafallo. Now he's with the Winnipeg Jets. I know that because I love the Jets. Of course. One of the goalies. Again, we're going to play this. Yeah, there it is. Got it. Toffoli. And Justin Williams. Yeah, so again, most of these teams were at like a page and a half, which is a good place to start. You don't even need this many cards when you first start, like I said. It could just be like 3 or 4, and that's what it was like when I did my first collection. It was just like 3 or 4 pages, and that's really all I had. Like 3 or 4 cards, I mean. So, pages now. Let me see what I got here. I have all of these free pages. Like, guys, you should see behind the camera here. I just have pages, like, laying all over the place. Like, different brands and everything. Because I'm not very consistent with, like, specific brands or whatever. I just buy whatever's in the store. Whether it's the dollar store or the gaming, like, card store or whatever. Yeah, these ones, the plastic is smaller. It's not as tall in the front, and it's taller in the back. These are the ones I'm used to, where I can slide them all in a lot easier, so you shouldn't have as many problems here, at least. Minnesota, one of my favorite teams also. Yeah, I hope Minnesota wins the Stanley Cup. I saw that new Inside Out 2 movie recently with the little girl from Minnesota that plays ice hockey. Well, actually, I saw the first one. I haven't seen the second one yet. Yeah, the little girl that plays ice hockey from Minnesota. I loved that movie. I thought it was awesome. I really enjoyed. But again, I hope they do win one day. Kaprizov. He's a Finnish player, I believe. It doesn't say on this one. Does it say on this one? Kaprizov, I thought he was... oh no, Russian, sorry. Russian. A Russian player. I'm also studying the Russian language too, believe it or not. Yeah, I'm focusing on it a lot. I've been practicing every day Russian 101. Yeah, I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. Spurgeon and Zuccarello. Oh, Spurgeon's the captain now. Oh, I didn't even know that. That's amazing. So we'll finish this team with those two guys. If I could get Zuccarello in there. And then next up we're going to have Montreal. I got to charge the camera really quick. See you guys again in a bit. Alright guys, so I'm back with 34 minutes of recording time left, so we'll see how much we can do. And I've got the Jets jersey again. I could put it back on. I forgot to put it on earlier in this scene, because now I'm in a different building, and this part of the video is recorded at a different time, so I just picked up where I kind of left off. So let's move on here with the Montreal Canadiens. They come after the Minnesota Wild. But again, this is just more of a, how should I say, like a hangout video kind of thing, like a lot of YouTubers do these days, where they just record for an hour or something, like gaming videos or something like that. So it's been fun to do this. These are the Ultra Pro trading card sheets, and they're actually quite a bit nicer, to be honest. So here is Les Canadiens. Yeah, I don't have very many Montreal guys. Peter Budaj, one of their old goaltenders. Yeah, these sheets should be working a little bit better. You know, Camilleri. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, I'm literally not recording the whole video again just because I forgot to put the jersey back on. Yeah, you start to learn as a YouTuber that, like, people don't really care. Well, I just remember when I was growing up doing YouTube, like, I was so specific on, like, every single thing. Could I get this card in here? Thank you. There's Max Pacioretty, former captain of the Canadiens. Yeah, see, sometimes, like, you want to watch. Like, it always helps to use the fingernail, but I mean, it is what it is, really. Every pocket's a little bit different. Here's Nick Suzuki. He's the captain right now. Shea Weber, another former captain. I've got a lot of the captains here. That's all my Canadiens, guys. Are you serious? Well, we got 8 of them, so yeah, and I can't wait to show you guys my my original collection, because I've got a lot of classic Canadiens guys. I've got a Patrick Waugh card. That's probably my favorite card that I've ever gotten before, is that Patrick Waugh card. I mean, I've got Grant Fuhrs with Edmonton and St. Louis. And actually growing up too, like, I would say 10 years ago, I had a Roman Turek for the St. Louis Blues. But I had a stack of hockey cards under my bed for a long time, and they got a lot of hair on them and dirt and dust and all this stuff, so I just ended up getting rid of them. Like, I didn't want to keep them. They were so nasty looking. And I had a Roman Turek in there from the year 2000 when the Blues went to they won the President's Trophy, and they were one of the favorites to win the cup because they had a really good season there. So, I guess I could just use this for Nashville, because I do have quite a few Predators players. Yeah, just certain things like that. You know, I gotta be careful. But I just remember growing up, like, I had hockey cards all over my bedroom, like, on my desk, in my dresser, under my bed, in my closet, on my dresser, on the floor. Like, I had hockey cards just all over the place. It was so ridiculous. Like 10, 12 years ago. You know, and I grew up with two best friends that played ice hockey. So, here's the Preds. Mike Fisher, the former captain of the Preds. Is this plastic in front? I put them upside down again. Are you serious? Why do I keep doing this? They're like upside down, some of them. It's weird. Oops. Come on, man. I only got like 34 minutes to work with here. I'd like to finish a few more teams. These are all different. They're all mixed in now. Yeah, all these sheets got mixed up. Doesn't really matter. It's just a fun thing to do, like collecting hockey cards and everything. Like, I'm pretty fussy when it comes to certain things about my hockey card collection, but when it comes to the sheets and stuff, I couldn't care any less. But the sorting and everything, you know, I'm really specific about a lot of times. I've got two Tim Hortons Roman Josi cards. Pekka Rinne. Yeah, the Preds, they went to the Cup in 2017 where they took on the Penguins. Here's the Finnish goaltender, Juuse Saros. He's their starter now. A full page of Predators, guys, right there. And, yeah, not very many players from these teams. Here is the New Jersey Devils. Oop. Starting off with Mackenzie Blackwood. I'm going to close the window in my bedroom here. There's somebody cutting with a saw outside. There's somebody cutting with a saw outside. Some lumber, I guess. Mackenzie Blackwood. He's now with the San Jose Sharks. He's their starting goaltender, I think. Is it going to let me? No, of course not. Blackwood. Jesper Bratt. I love getting the classic guys also. I love picking up the classic guys. I would really like to get more classic players from those expansion teams like Columbus, even Minnesota, Atlanta, Nashville. Oh, man, I love getting classics. Let me guys know in the comments down below what's your favorite team and who's your favorite player. Yeah, I haven't really been watching too much of the new NHL season, but Winnipeg was like 6-0, I knew that, and then they lost to Toronto, of course, like they always do. The Maple Leafs. A couple of Zitlickies. These are both, see, here's a good example. A 2014 and a 2015. It's hard to see that spelling sometimes. There's a 2014 and a 2015. That's a nice scorecard there. They do a pretty good job on those scores. I just need one more for New Jersey. Yeah, toaster strudels. You don't want to see my bedroom back at home right now. It's a mess. And I was on the road. Like, I drove 9 hours to come back home to my mom's to live here, so yeah, multiple hours, like 9-hour drive. Oh, the plastic's actually in the front that time. Okay, so there's New Jersey. Now we have the New York Rangers, and I need more sheets. I just have sheets all over my bed here. they're all mixed up. I mean, I've got some of one brand and more of another. Like, they're all just mixed up completely. I'm not even joking. They're upside down again. Why is one of them always upside down? That's so weird. Yeah, these are all mixed up completely. I couldn't have mixed up these sheets anymore, guys. I knew they were mixed up because they were basically all just mixed in a pile, and some of them are still in the package, some of them aren't. I just used the ones that were free, so they're a little bit dusty and stuff. But I want to use those ones first because they've just been kind of sitting around, so I'll just take the whole pile. Yeah, I got a lot of Rangers. Everyone's favorite player, Sean Avery. Yeah, I know how much everybody loves Sean Avery. And I've got another one. Yeah, this is just a fun little thing. See, the sheet doesn't even want Sean Avery. Oh yeah, it's in the front this time. It's hard to get it. The top left corner is always pretty brutal. Like, it's hard. You just get used to it after a while. Sean Avery again. I can't wait to collect new Seattle Kraken, Vegas Golden Knights, and Utah Hockey Club guys. Chris Kreider. I remember that one playoff season where he ran into Carey Price and injured him there. Montreal's goaltender. I might need 3 pages for the Rangers here. I got a lot of Rangers, guys. Alexis Lafreniere, former first overall pick. And then this one, it's on the back, I think. Or no, on the front still. Okay. I can't even tell 90% of the time anymore. My best friend, he works in the Arctic Circle right now on Baffin. But he went to see a Montreal Canadiens preseason game recently, actually. It was against the Devils. And the Canadiens won that one. But, of course, it's the preseason. Nobody really cares. There's a beautiful ice in your veins, in their veins, Artemi Panarin card. Yeah, I'm going to need another sheet here for the Rangers. Can't wait to show you guys my original collection. There's so much good stuff in there. So like I said, I think it's best to get a 3-ring binder, a 3-inch 3-ring binder, because that gives you so much space to work with. And I really noticed a difference going from the 2-inch to the 3-inch binder, with like the amount of teams and players that I could fit in there. Yeah, these cards and these sheets and everything, they've gone through a couple of moves now, I think, too, where I'm just throwing everything in a box and moving away for jobs and stuff. So that's kind of what's been happening here. I wasn't on YouTube for, like, what, 36 months or longer, maybe? Like, 36 months, that's 3 years. Yeah, it was like 40 months, I think, I was away from YouTube, where I stopped recording and making videos, because I just was doing other things and didn't put much thought into it anymore, and I was focusing on my job. Jacob Trouba, he's now the captain of the New York Rangers. He used to play for the Winnipeg Jets originally, first round pick 2012. Yeah, Trouba. I mean, I wish Winnipeg would have kept him, but I mean, Mika Zibanejad played for the Ottawa Senators. So the Rangers are the team that I have the most cards for so far. We've got 3 pages of Rangers guys here, with no goaltenders, I don't think. And no goaltenders. I love collecting goalies too. The Rangers up next is the Sens, and I still have quite a bit of battery life, it looks like, so... Or sorry, not battery life, but like actual, like, recording time. Yeah, these are both the right way. Yeah, there's different brands of sheets here. They're kind of mixed up. Like, they're both different styles. That's alright. Yeah, try to get the same brand if you can. Like, maybe in the future I'll update this and I'll make it all one kind of sheet, but I'm usually not too picky on all that. So let's see how much time we have here to work with. It's time for the Ottawa Senators, Drake Batherson. I'd be happy even if I could just get the Sens done at this point in time. Oops. Yeah, the top left is always so brutal. Like I said, I was at Walmart yesterday and I really wanted to get another box of cards, or a couple of boxes. But couldn't find them, didn't know where they were anymore. I was in the toy section, I saw all these toys, like the Rubik's Cube and the yo-yos and all this stuff. I couldn't find no hockey cards though. Well, the interesting thing here, I mean, am I going to run out of battery first, or am I going to run out of storage space? I have to, like, reach around the camera here. Ay, ay, ay. Literally had to, like, reach around the camera to get that Sens guy in there. CC. Oops. Chabot. Thomas Chabot. That's a nice MVP card. These are nice ones. Ice Battles. Sergei Gonchar. He also played for the Pens, Pittsburgh Penguins. It's alright. There's a beautiful Erik Karlsson. Yeah, my buddy from back where I was living there, that's working in the Arctic Circle right now. He used to live in Ottawa for a bit, and he saw a few Senators games, and he always talks so much about Karlsson. Like, that era of the Senators, like 7 years ago, roughly. Yeah, I've never been to Ottawa, I've never seen the Senators, nor do I really want to be honest. Well, Ottawa's still a very young team in the league. There's Pascal Leclerc. Alexander Ovechkin scored his first goal against Pascal Leclerc, actually, in the Columbus Blue Jackets, and he's went on to have, like, an outstanding career. He's gonna have, like, the all-time goals record soon and beat Gretzky, and at this rate. And he's really close, he's really close, like maybe another season. And beat Gretzky's goals record. Matt Murray from the Senators. I think now he's with Toronto. And then he originally played for the Penguins and won a couple cups for him. With them. Jim O'Brien. There's a nice Jason Spezza card. Stützle. And I've got one more, Chris Tierney. Two more. Oh, Philadelphia. Chris Tierney. I need a whole page just for that. I know, it's so brutal when you need, like, a whole page for, like, one guy. I'm just gonna add a bunch of pages in. I don't think we're gonna get that far today. Yeah, like, look at, some of these are Ultra Pro, some of them aren't, man. I got these all mixed up. I really didn't do a good job with this. Yeah, I'm gonna have to sort this out later. I might just take out all the Ultra Pros, maybe, but I don't even know how much I have of which ones. It's literally just all mixed up at this point. So, I'm gonna have to do this off camera eventually. Yeah, this is not gonna stay this long for much time. Yeah, try to get the same brand of sheets. So there's the Sens. Now I guess I got enough time to get the Flyers in here. Hope you're enjoying this hangout video. style thing. Philadelphia Flyer. Yeah, I haven't made a video this long before, like a hanging out video. Usually I'm doing those traditional videos where I'm only with you guys for 3 to 6 minutes, or 10 minutes maybe, or something like that. This one's going to take a lot of space on my computer till I can get it edited and everything. There's a finished player. Claude Giroux. I think he's from Hearst, Ontario, because I was there recently, and yeah, there he is, Hearst, Ontario. Yeah, there's a sign there in Hearst where it says, like, "Welcome to Hearst, home of Claude Giroux from the Philadelphia Flyers, the former captain." Blah, 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 and all this stuff. Yeah, I think I'm going to be calling it quits here. Maybe I might have time to squeeze in Pittsburgh. Scotty Hartnell. Are we still on the front here? I think we are on the front. Yeah, I'm going to see, like, which brand of pages I want to keep in there. But yeah, here you're seeing in this video what not to do. Because again, I just had these all sitting in a big pile kind of thing. I still have some in bags, like that they came in. Some of them in the bags that they came in. Lupul. Ivan Provorov, the Russian. Orthodox Christian. Yeah, I'm proud of him with that whole situation that he was in. I support him, is what I'm trying to say. That whole thing that happened surrounding Ivan Provorov, I mean, he had like options, right? Dominic Rousseau, classic goalie. I mean, yeah, USA, right? That's where he plays. And he's from Russia. He's from a conservative country. But yeah, it's unfortunate that he got sucked into that whole thing, honestly. He goes there to do his job and play his game. And that's as much as I'm going to say. Jacob Voracek and Scotty Upshall. It's just every time I see Provorov now, that's what I think about. And it is what it is. Like, it's the media and everything. So we're going to do Pittsburgh and then Arizona. Actually, yeah, now it's Utah, right? And then after Pittsburgh should be San Jose, as far as I can remember. So then, yeah, we're going to have quite a few teams before Utah. I've got one sheet here. I'll grab one more for the pens. And then I think I'm going to be calling it a shot here, guys. Yeah, at this point in time, like, I had to get these cards and binders in the binder, so I'll go through these sheets later and fix it up, probably tonight even, but that's not something that needs to be on camera. Because at first I didn't really mind so much, but they're different sizes too. Like, the cuts are a little different on these sheets, so I feel like a dum-dum right now, to be honest. So here's Pittsburgh. Usually I do buy those Ultra Pros, which you can get from Walmart or any other department store, I think. Yeah, it's the Ultra Pros, but I mean, there's so many different brands, like just in your local stores and stuff. Here's a Crosby. That's a nice SP Upper Deck card. Yeah, that'll be an Upper Deck. The Upper Decks are always really nice. I just love collecting hockey cards, man. What can I say? Even a lot of my friends in Finland, like, they know that I love collecting hockey cards, and I tell them all the time, like, I'm up late just, you know, putting cards in a binder. Kasperi Kapanen. Yeah, if I'm not doing YouTube or something, which, I mean, it's not quite so much these days, but I'm probably doing this instead. Another one? I thought I grabbed one. Oh, wait, hold on. No, I think I messed up here. Oh, and that card's upside down too, actually. Yeah, see, sometimes it's actually a certain way, those landscape ones, but sometimes it's not, so that's the interesting thing. The pens. And then I might even need one more. So let me see how many cards I have. It looks like it's more than 9. It might be more than 9. I'll grab one more. Yeah, this is going to be probably the last one. I might be able to squeeze in San Jose, but that's the next alphabetical letter, so I don't really know if I want to go that far, because I'll have, let me think here, San Jose, St. Louis, eventually Toronto. Yeah, we're almost done this whole thing. It's crazy. Yeah, we did really good here, guys. Evgeny Malkin. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty common for these sheets to get pretty dusty and dirty and stuff because they're just sitting around in a binder. You just brush it off with your hand or something. Even like I said, so many times growing up, I had stacks of cards like this. Or like this here. You know, like thick stacks under my bed, getting full of hair and dirt and stuff growing up. Like, they were just all over the place. I mean, I've had so many hockey cards, it's just crazy. I've got over 1,000. See, and sometimes it's a card for a certain team, but they're wearing a different team's jersey too. So sometimes I might kick those out, like if I'm trying to finish a collection, like my original one just recently. Basically, Brendan Morrow, he played for Team Canada in 2010 Olympics. I remember that Slovakia game, where Czechoslovakia, or the Czech Republic, sorry, they came back and almost beat the Canadians in 2010 for the qualifying game for the gold medal, like to determine who was going to take on the U.S. there for the gold medal, and Brendan Morrow scored the first goal of the game, like when he deflected it. And then they reviewed it because they thought it might have been above the crossbar, but it was determined not to be. Zygmunt Palffy, there's a good classic player. He played for the Kings too, I think. Zygmunt Palffy, yeah, early 2000s player. Quite a few games too. Like, I think he was on the first line there, like 70 games a year. Brian Trottier, he played for the Isles. He's a retired number for the Isles there. The 80s. Yeah, Trottier. One of their retired guys. A rookie card. A Wendell Clark and a Jason Zucker. Yeah, I really like these pages that where the front is, the plastic's not as high as the back, because it's a lot easier to get in there. Utah. Who do I have here? I don't have much time. Like, I got the Sharks, followed by the Blues, followed by the Lightning. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna get through the Sharks and the Blues here. Let me just check. I'm gonna need an edit here. So we're gonna move on with the San Jose Sharks now. After the video, I'm gonna replace all the other sheets that we did earlier, like closer to the beginning of the league, like Anaheim and Boston, where the sheets were a lot different. I'm gonna be replacing them with these ones here that I got from the dollar store, and they're actually really good. So these ones, those are the ones I'll be using. That's these ones right here, and they're pretty nice. I think they're thick and they're pretty good quality. So it doesn't really matter which brand you use. There's not much of a difference. Like, at least that's what I thought when I started the video, and then like the trim was a little different. Like, there actually was quite a few differences that I didn't even really know myself, to be honest, but now I know to be careful. San Jose. So San Jose is going to go after Pittsburgh here. This was Pittsburgh, the last team we did. If I could grab it. Yeah, Pittsburgh. Oh. Brent Burns. Yeah, these are nice. I like these dollar store sheets. So I'll have to go out to the store later and see if I could pick up some more of them, because I don't know if I'll have enough to do the whole binder right now. I might be a little bit short, so that's why I didn't do it before I started to record again, basically. It's just something I can do later tonight on my free time. Because I'm kind of picky like that too. Like, normally I didn't think it really mattered what kind of sheets I had, but Thomas Hertl, Tomas Hertl, Martin Jones. I remember when he played for Team Canada in 2010. So, first page of San Jose Sharks players. A lot of Sharks fans out there. Yeah, these ones I can one-hand them pretty well. Yeah, these are good sheets here. Oh. A little bit snug fit. And sometimes I'll just try to smooth out the edges a little more. Joe Thornton. So there's the St. Louis Blues. Or sorry, the San Jose Sharks. Now we're moving on to the Blues. Actually, believe it or not. Yeah, I've got to separate them here. So here's the St. Louis Blues. And then you just start a new page for the next team. Jordan Binnington, the goaltender. Brian Elliott, another goaltender. I remember when he played for the Ottawa Senators originally. Yeah, the Senators and then the Blues, or actually the Avalanche and then the Blues, and then now he's with, I can't remember, I don't think it's Montreal. Because Jake Allen used to play for the Blues and then he went to Montreal. I think it's Brian Elliott. I don't know where he is now, actually. People get traded so quickly, I can't keep up anymore, honestly. Ryan O'Reilly again, he's the captain of the Blues. I met his older brother, Cal O'Reilly, when I was just a little boy, actually. Yeah, I was only like 9 or 10. Colton Parenko. Yeah, they came to our elementary school, Mitch Manu and Cal O'Reilly. Because my one of our 4th grade teachers, like he wasn't my teacher personally, but one of the other ones, he was a Windsor Spitfires season ticket holder for like his whole life or something, or 10, 20 years, I don't know. So the players came to his classroom to meet with all of us. So that was pretty awesome. Tarasenko. So that's one whole page of Blues players, that's not so bad. Yeah, I put a bunch of sheets in here now, and yeah, I like these dollar store ones. The trim is pretty nice. Again, just pick the ones you like and try to stay consistent with those, because for me, again, I just had a bunch of them stacked up, like, all randomly, and I didn't think it really mattered, like I've said multiple times already. So, like, now I know to be careful. Here's the Tampa Bay Lightning. 2020, 2021 Stanley Cup champions, and 2004 also when they beat Calgary. That was a tight series. And Yeah, it was probably the only good season I would say Calgary's had in quite a while. Like they struggle to make the playoffs a lot of times, and then even when they do, like I think the last time they were in the second round was 2015 or something, which isn't so bad, I guess, arguably, but yeah, yeah, Calgary to me seems to be the one Canadian team that's been struggling the most. And then Vancouver's been doing pretty good in the standings, but they haven't had much playoff success in the last little while. And I understand it's hard to get past the first round sometimes. Like a lot of teams will probably tell you that, but because by the time you get to the second round, half the teams are gone already. Victor Hedman, Nikita Kucherov. Here's another Kucherov. Here's a nice classic Lecavalier card. That's a classic Lecavalier. Nice. For Tampa. Sergachev. Did he play for the Spitfires? I thought Sergachev... I might be thinking of a different player. Svechnikov or Sergachev. I can't remember. Sergachev or Svechnikov. I think it was the Tampa Bay guy. I think it was this guy. He played for the Windsor Spitfires. And then he went to Tampa Bay and won the Stanley Cup. Dustin Tokarski and Andrei Vasilevsky, a nice Tim Hortons card. So almost 2 pages of Tampa Bay Lightning guys. I got a lot of, I think it was Rangers guys, right? I got like 3 pages of Rangers guys. That's the most we have of any team. It was definitely the Rangers. I mean, we got 9, 18, 19, 20, 21. We got 22 Rangers cards. So that's pretty crazy. And even with San Jose, because I did have to kick out a lot of them from the old collection. So we probably had a lot of those too. We almost had 18. Because, yeah, seriously, I had to kick out a lot of these guys from the Sharks. Alright, are you guys ready for the Toronto Maple Leafs? I think this is going to be one of the teams I have the most for, because I always seem to get Toronto guys like crazy. Yeah, I always get a lot of Toronto guys. Like, this is the team that I always get a lot of. The Maple Leafs. Like, look at that. That's all Toronto. Alright, yeah, this is going to be the most. Jonathan Bernier. And even my old collection, I mean, I had like 7 pages of these guys. Jason Blake, Tyler Bozak. I like these dollar store sheets, like I said. These ones are nice. I'm going to make this my whole collection because I do have some extra ones behind the camera there. But, I don't know if I have enough to replace all the other teams like Anaheim, Boston, Buffalo. So a gold and a silver Tyler Bozak. TJ Brody. Vincent Damphouse. A Hot Rookies card. Jay Gardner. There's the first page right there. Oh, we're just getting started with the Toronto Maple Leafs. I'm telling you, there's a whole lot here. Kadri. Kessel. Another Kessel. Leo Komarov. Joffrey Lupul. Yeah, a lot of the guys from their last run there. I think when they played, Toronto was in the second round last year. I think. I'm trying to remember. I remember watching a lot of Steve Dangle's videos, and I think Toronto. I can't remember that they played Florida. I remember they beat Tampa in the first round, and then they lost to Florida. I think that was a couple seasons ago, where they had like Komarov and Kapanen and Lupul and a lot of those guys. That was pretty exciting. I think that was their last, or their second last playoff, and then the last one, because then I remember 3 or 4 years ago they lost in the first round to Washington, I think it was. But this last year, I can't remember. I can't remember who it was, or how far they got, or anything. I can't remember everything. Ilya Mikheyev? Oh yeah, Mikheyev. I'm pretty familiar with a lot of the Toronto guys just from watching YouTube videos or some of the games and stuff. So this is already our third page of Toronto guys. Yeah, see, they did a good job on some of these older ones. Larry Murphy. Yeah. So they did a good job. The old cards, that's why I like getting some of the classics, because they're pretty nice cards, like the style. Jake Muzzin. Colton Orr. Richard Panik. The former captain, Dion Phaneuf. Yeah, Phaneuf started his career with Calgary and was traded to Toronto. And then eventually went to Ottawa. But yeah, Calgary... Yeah, I love Calgary and everything, but they trade a lot of like their stars throughout the generations. Well, so did Ottawa too. Like, I mean, you had Chara and Hossa and Alexei Yashin and a lot of those guys. But then even Calgary too, like Phaneuf, Bennett, and Tkachuk, and a lot of those guys. And then even the musical doors of goalies that Calgary's had over the last 12 years, ever since Kiprusoff, the Finnish goaltender, retired. Like, it's just been a musical door of goalies for Calgary. And then, of course, you look at Winnipeg, and they've had Hellebuck for the last 6 or 7 seasons now. So it just depends, like, if you get that good goalie that you've been trying to get for a long time, that works for you, I guess. And, like, you have to try and build a team around all these guys. Mason Raymond, Morgan Riley. And then to finish it off, Nikita Zaitsev. That's already almost 4 pages of Toronto Maple Leafs. My math's not really good, but 2 pages is 18, 27, 28. I have 28 Toronto Maple Leafs already. Well, it's time for the Canucks. Wow, I'm almost out of sheets already. Eh? Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I don't know if I would have enough to replace all the other ones. Because even the Coyotes, you can tell by the trim here, maybe. Like, the trim down here, it's not like these ones, so there's an inconsistency here. I'm going to have to replace those. Yeah, I'm really kicking myself for not noticing that sooner, because I would have just did all of them the same earlier. But, again, there's people watching that probably, if they're going to start their own collection, they don't even really care about stuff like this, but... Like, especially for me and my hockey cards, I get really fussy and specific about certain things. So here's Vancouver. The Canucks. So, okay, I'm just thinking here. We've got Toronto. Utah is going to go in between Toronto and Vancouver, actually. Okay, this is what I was trying to figure out earlier. Because we've got a new Utah team here. So Utah is going to go between Toronto and Vancouver. Wow, it's weird having a team in between Toronto and Vancouver. Well, it's funny too, because the Phoenix Coyotes, they were in between Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, I think, originally. Yeah, Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. That's where the Phoenix Coyotes were. And then when they became Arizona, they went in between Anaheim and Boston, and that's where the Atlanta Thrashers used to be. So the Arizona Coyotes just filled in the gap that Atlanta left when they became the Arizona Coyotes, and then now they're the Utah. So they're between Toronto and Vancouver. So that's kind of sketching me out a little bit, because now I see Coyotes guys like in between Toronto and Vancouver, and I'm like, ah. So here's another cool logo card. I have this for Nashville too. When you see my original collection, I have a logo card for Nashville. So I like to put these if I get them because they're pretty rare to come by, these logo cards. I'll usually put those right in the middle of the page personally because I think it's a really nice way to showcase the logo and the team. So here's the Canucks. This is going to be the third last team, Brock Boeser. We've got Chris Higgins. Yeah, I hope Vancouver has another successful season and hopefully a good playoff year. I would love to see them play for the cup again. It's crazy to me thinking that Vancouver still hasn't won a cup, but you know, I always think back to that 2011 thing, and it's like, I know that still haunts a lot of people, like Canadian people or people from Vancouver or whatever, because I mean, man, that was such a stacked Canucks team and still couldn't get the job done. But yeah, I mean, 1994, they lost Game 7 at Madison Square Garden. And then 2011, they lost at home. And yeah, hopefully they have another good playoff run soon. Jacob Markstrom, Tyler Myers, he played for Buffalo originally and then got traded to Winnipeg and then Vancouver. And then Jacob Markstrom originally played for Florida and then he was traded to Vancouver for Roberto Luongo, I think it was. Yeah, Luongo went to Florida where he retired, and then Markstrom went to Vancouver. I was happy with Vancouver with that trade, actually, because Markstrom was pretty young at the time. And he played for Team Sweden at the World Juniors at one time. So let's see, I think I could get 2 pages done for Vancouver here, because I had a lot of their guys too. I have a lot of classics for Vancouver. Elias Pettersson. Matthew Schneider. How many teams did this guy play for? Like 20 or something? Because I have a card with him for the Canadiens and the Canucks and I think the Red Wings or something. Like, I have him for like so many different teams. I think Edmonton at one time. Yeah, it's gonna be 18 for the Canucks. So that's not bad. Yeah, and this is just the beginning. Because I'm still looking to get a lot of new cards soon, like from the new season. Like Utah, Seattle, Vegas guys, Winnipeg guys, of course. So here's my Vegas players. I don't have very many at all so far. And I'm sorry, I don't have any Seattle or Utah at all right now. So here's Vegas, Keegan Colasar. Here's a Robin Lehner. He originally played for Ottawa. And then also spent some time with the Islanders, my favorite team. Yeah, the Islanders had a pretty good playoff run there too. They finished pretty good in the regular season. I think they almost won the President's Trophy there. Yeah, really good season for the Isles. Riley Smith. Yeah, he won the Conn Smythe Trophy there when... or was it Riley Smith or Jonathan Marchessault? I get those guys confused for some reason. I think it was Marchessault won the Conn Smythe Trophy for the 2018 Stanley Cup, or 20... Sorry. No, they went to the Cup in 2018 but lost to Washington. The 2023 Stanley Cup. Yeah, it was 2022 Colorado, 23 Vegas. Yeah, it was Marchessault that won the Conn Smythe. And the captain was Mark Stone for Vegas because he played for the Ottawa Senators. And there you go. You know, Ottawa trading away guys, you know, Carlson, Mark Stone, blah, blah, blah. Like, of course, you know, they did what they had to do. Riley Smith again, and Shea Theodore. I try not to get too, like, upset with a lot of the trades and stuff. Because that ultimately comes down to, like, the coaches and the owners and the GM and everything. It's way over anybody's head. But, yeah, in 2024, this last cup was Florida over Edmonton, of course. Yeah, the years are going by fast. You know, I can't remember everything all the time. It's there's always a new champion every year, so. We're going to wrap things up here with Washington, and I'm going to need 2 pages for this one, I think. And then that's literally going to do it. And I'm going to shut off the camera, and I'm going to try to replace as many of these as I can. These sheets here. And then when I see you guys in the next video, when we have this collection, where I put the new cards in here, it'll be all updated and everything. So this is just some off-camera stuff. So here's Washington, the Caps. They won the Cup in 2018. Lars Eller. Braden Holtby. Michael Kempny. Evgeny Kuznetsov, a Russian player. Хорошо. An old goaltender. Yeah, I remember back when I was growing up and my best friends were collecting hockey cards. I had 2 best friends that were collecting hockey cards. And they both played ice hockey. And they helped me start a collection once because they wanted me to try doing it like they did. And I remember my first collection, it just had like 6 or 7 pages. And they would just give me like some of their backup goalies and 4th line grinders, like players they didn't want really, you know what I mean? It was easy to part ways with some of these guys. You know, they weren't giving me like any of the stars at the time, like whether it was whoever, Ovechkin, Crosby, Marc-Andre Fleury, right? Some of these younger guys, those are the easy ones to think of. But also like Iginla or Lemieux, Mario Lemieux, Jerome Iginla, Joe Sakic, right? Like I wasn't getting any of these big stars or any of the goaltenders at the time, like Kiprusoff, Nabokov. So I had to just start my own collection and get my own star players eventually. Yeah, I just remember having this 3-inch binder with like 7 pages in it with a bunch of backup goalies and 4th line players. Nobody really knew these players very well because they didn't get much ice time, so. Well, I will say though, my best friend, he actually did give me 2 Brett Hall cards, which I have to give him a lot of credit for, because it was probably hard to part ways with. But he had doubles for Brett Hall for the St. Louis Blues and also the Arizona or the Phoenix Coyotes. So he gave me one of each, and I felt at the time he should have did that because he had doubles. But now I realize that, you know, it probably was hard to part ways, like especially now that I know how nice it is to have a relationship with like your hockey cards and you're picky and fussy and all that stuff. Like I do understand these days. I don't know if this is the way that he felt, but I could tell at the time that's a new card. That's an SP card, yeah. Right. But I could tell even at the time, like he didn't really want to, but he did anyways because he's my best friend. He was my best friend and everything. Here is Vitek Vanacek, the goaltender for Washington, and that's going to do it for this entire video here. Yeah, the last 2 goalie cards, and we're back to Winnipeg. I really hope to get more Atlanta Thrashers players, and I can put them in my Winnipeg collection, because I really do miss the Thrashers a lot, and I do hope Atlanta does get another NHL team at some point. So, yeah, it'd be nice to see. I feel like Winnipeg, it should have been Phoenix to Winnipeg, but I mean, you know, at the time being, it just happened to be like Atlanta to Winnipeg, and then now even Arizona was struggling a lot, and now they're the Utah team here. So, yeah, so much happens in the game with changes of teams and stuff. So, thanks for watching. I can't believe I'm finally done this thing. I'm going to be doing a few more hockey card videos, and I'll see you guys soon in the future. Can't wait to see you there, and I can't wait to see you for the future videos that are coming up in general. So yeah, I'll see you later. Bye. Alright, so we forgot to do the additionals, actually. These multiple players on one card styles. I like to put them separately because I don't know which team to put them with. So here we've got Thomas Hertel, Semyon Varlamov, JS, John Sebastian Jaguar, and Crosby. And it doesn't really matter, like, the order. I mean, they're all the same year, the same everything. So you can put these in any order that you want to when you get a card like that. Carey Price, Kari Lehtinen, the old Finnish goaltender, played for the Atlanta Thrashers originally and then got traded to Dallas, where he kind of restarted his career and made a good comeback. I was pretty happy for him. And then Iggy with the Bruins. He did spend a little bit of time with Boston there. Because I think originally from Calgary he was supposed to go to Boston, but then he signed with Pittsburgh, and I think it kind of upset some people in the office or whatever. Then eventually he did go to Boston and then finished his career with Colorado. Here's this dude here. These ones, yeah, see, these are Finnish players. I got a Finnish pack. So I'm thinking about what I want to do here. I'll put this guy here. So I'll have a sheet of miscellaneous. Like, sometimes they make coach cards or award cards for, like, the Selke or the Vezina. Or the Art Ross Trophy or something like that, or the Calder. So I'll put those on a page. I guess those could all go together. I'm just thinking what I want to do. I've got Swedish players that I'll put all on one page. I've got juniors guys. So I'm going to have a page just for college and juniors. This is the Kip Miller. The player is Kip Miller, and it's the Hobey Baker Award. So I'll just put this here because it is like a trophy. I might change this up a little bit. Actually, at first I might just put them all together. So I'll put him later because his last name starts with an M, and then his is an N. So I'll actually, okay. Barrett Hayden from the Sioux Greyhounds. He's gonna go here. I'm gonna put Kip Miller. Come here. Right there, and then this guy here. So this is gonna be like my multiple players on one card page, juniors, and also the awards for now until I get more of them. Then I'll start separating them, like juniors, awards, coaches, referees, on the same page. You can split these up however you want to, really. And then I'm also going to put these Swedish players in. I think I've put them in alphabetical order already. Carlson, no, they're not actually. Oh my goodness, no way. Okay, I'm gonna have to do this real quick here, guys. Alphabetical order. So you can watch me in action here. Yeah, okay, I've got a bunch of guys. Yeah, they're kind of in order, actually. That's a Y, that's going to be at the end of the deck, almost. L is going to go here, I think. I've got L, L-A, L-E. Yeah, like that. It does get hard after a while. Like, I gotta put some down here. For Lenda. Right here. And the last, yeah. Okay, so now we're ready. I'm not going to pronounce many of these players' names. I have been studying the Finnish language for the last 16 months or so, and my speaking's pretty good, but I'll try, I guess, if I see any accents. These are Swedish players, because I got a pack of Swedish cards in my surprise bag, actually. So, some classics here. If you know any of these players, let me know in the comments. Robert Karlsson. Yeah, some of these other players might be Finnish too. I can usually tell by the names. Kimmo Leklin. Jani Nico. Another Finnish player, it looks like. Okay, I'm getting a little carried away here because I love Finland and everything. So, there's all your Swedish and Finnish players. And that's gonna do it here, actually. So once again, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys again for the next video. Can't wait. See ya.